As mentioned previously, your data is loaded into the system, collected and categorized into the OUs that have been defined for your portal. Your users are tied to each OU and your hierarchy. What happens if your OUs don't capture precisely who you're looking for? That's where groups come in. Groups are used to create an organizational unit based on multiple criteria. Groups can very accurately identify a set of users. Some of the uses for groups are setting availability for tasks, competencies, assigning security roles, or filtering reports. For example, if you're using Cornerstone's learning module, you can use groups to set availability for learning objects and assign users into training. If you're using the performance module, you can use groups to assign goals and deploy tasks for performance reviews. The greatest thing about groups is that it will be automatically updated with new employees every time the group processes. There are 3 types of groups: static, dynamic, and combination. A static group contains a list of users and only updates once when it's first created and when the list of users is edited. Dynamic groups use criteria and operators. The users within a group are dynamically updated based on the user criteria every time the group is processed. Combination groups contain both static users and dynamic criteria. Your dynamic and combination groups update once a day, typically after your HRIS inbound data feed has processed. You can use organizational units, standard fields, user custom fields, and position custom fields when defining your criteria. Then use operators to filter your data. For example, you could create a group that looks for all users whose location is or below the hierarchy of France, Germany, United Kingdom, or the United States. You may also include another criteria using the OR statement of all employees is or below the division sales. You can also create a group that includes all users whose location is or below the hierarchy of France, Germany, United Kingdom, or the United States, and all users is or below the division sales. In this case, users must meet both sets of criteria in order to be included in this group. To recap, groups are static, dynamic, or a combination of both. Dynamic and combination groups contain dynamic and/or statements and update automatically. And groups using AND criteria are more exclusive, whereas groups using OR criteria are inclusive.